you know that there are peak seasons and slow seasons with Airbnb? And in peak seasons or slow seasons, there are opportunities. Some hosts who don't see those opportunities get out of the market, and some hosts, most hosts, all hosts who see the opportunities to make the changes necessary, not only stay in the market, but they prosper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 algorithm secrets that you can implement right now that will not just allow you to stay in the market and take advantage of those opportunities, but prosper well beyond all the other hosts that are doing Airbnb and don't see the opportunities that lie in peak and slow seasons. Here they are. I was going to give you a secret that was going to unlock Airbnb algorithm for you. Well, the first one, I'm going to give you the secret of duplication. That's what I'm going to share with you. That's going to just knock your socks off. The next secret I'm going to give you is going to be the secret of optimization inside of optimization using Airbnb's professional hosting tool properly. And then that's going to unlock how to do private rooms, how to do insights. Then the last thing I'm going to share with you is inside of optimization, there's a whole different type of optimization. It's called image optimization. And when you optimize your images properly, that is going to totally change the game for you. So let's get started right now with duplication. Duplication is when you take your listing and you duplicate it. You're listing a whole house on Airbnb. You will take that listing and you're going to duplicate the listing and have 2 listings for the price of 1. Airbnb is going to send that listing out as if it was a brand new listing. That's one. Because one of the things with the Airbnb algorithm is they want your listing to get traction, right? That was one of the big changes with the algorithm. They turned to more of a user-friendly algorithm versus just a host results algorithm. But what it also allows you to do is it allows you to test a different title, a different cover image, so that people that are searching for your listing, instead of them just the first listing like everyone else, now you're actually getting 2. They're going to send it out for people that are searching for this other main reason that they're coming into the area. It may be because they're tourists. It may be because they're coming in for business. It may be because they have something really, really specific that they're coming into the area for. You just need to know what those things are. Get the top 2 and then put them inside of your titles. And you're going to duplicate your second one and put it on Airbnb exactly the same way. If you do that, that's going to skyrocket your views. It's going to skyrocket your inquiries, and it's going to skyrocket your bookings. I want to share my screen with you because there are a couple other things that I mentioned that if you add these things to that duplication, it's a game changer. It's over. No one will be able to compete with you. I don't care if you're already making tens and tens of thousands of dollars on Airbnb. If you ain't making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars on Airbnb, you need to combine all of these things like we do so that you are now able to make multiple 6 and 7 figures on Airbnb. What I'm sharing now is insights. So optimization of your listing is so key to doing this the way Airbnb wants you to do it so that Airbnb algorithm will work for you. You don't have to market your listing because the Airbnb algorithm, they know people all over the world who want to book in your place. And guess what? Airbnb has a vested interest in your listings getting booked and your listings staying full. And so the reason why Airbnb is one of the richest companies in the world is because of that algorithm. And they designed it not just to work for them, because Airbnb doesn't own properties. They designed it to work for you, for me, for us as hosts, right? Because when you make money, guess what? So do they. They changed their algorithm recently. Like within the last year, they changed it and it just really flipped the industry upside down. right? People were getting out of doing Airbnb because they just couldn't last any longer. They couldn't last longer. They couldn't last any longer because they just couldn't get any more bookings based on the way they were doing things. Most people were just putting up listings on Airbnb like everybody else, putting in some nice pictures, putting in some pricing that they thought would work. And some of them were making money in spite of themselves. But Airbnb decided that they wanted this algorithm to be more of a user experience algorithm. And so what they did was they changed some things so that people like their guests, everyone that's using their platform, not only are using the platform and getting bookings, but the guests are using the platform and they're happy with their bookings. They will stay on the platform longer, they will come back and use it again, and they will tell more people about it. And then the hosts, when the hosts do that properly and they focus and transition into making sure those guests are happy, making sure that their listings represent what Airbnb wants, then Airbnb rewards the hosts. So inside of that optimization, there are 3 key things that I want you to be aware of. Instant booking is key. Opportunities, which is part of instant booking, is key. And inside of insights, there are a couple key things that you need to be focused on, right? One is going to be opportunities. And inside of opportunities, there's a key piece in the opportunities that I'm gonna give you some tips on. And the key piece is instant booking. So that's one, opportunities and instant booking. And then the next thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to get into in detail, is views, right? And inside of views, I'm going to show you how the images will boost your views 200 to 300 times more than the people inside that are in your area, all other hosts in your area, so that not only are you getting 200, 300 times more views, but now you're going to be increasing your bookings, which make more money on Airbnb for you. So here inside of Insights, the first thing you want to do is go to opportunities. You click on opportunities, and one of the things you're going to see is you're going to see all these different things inside of opportunities. And these are the things that Airbnb wants you to do. They want you to have all these things, as many of these things as possible, checked off inside of your listing. Why? Because these are the things that the guests are looking for. These are the things that make the guests happy. These are the things that Airbnb is actually doing surveys for people that are coming to their platform to see what they're looking for, why they're on Airbnb, why they're inquiring about a place during their travels. And so Airbnb gathers all this data, and then what they're doing with that data is they're matching it up with hosts who have their listings with these amenities, they call them opportunities, but they're basically just amenities. Just to give you a few examples, are you letting guests book instantly? Now, if you see here, you got letting the guests book instantly, provide basics for cooking, allow pets at your place, offer self-check-in, add a crib, get requests for longer stays, welcome guests for short stays, add heating. Like all these things, you want the numbers on the right-hand side to be as high as possible. Even though you check these off in the beginning and you got them real high, you got to keep coming back and checking, because what you'll notice, or what you won't notice, is that if you're not checking, is that those numbers are going to drop. And the reason why they drop is because, remember, after a guest checks out, Airbnb gives each guest a survey. And they ask each guest, did the host have this? Did the host do this? How did the host do this? So they have the guests take this survey, and a lot of times guests they miss something. And if they're missing it, then Airbnb will automatically take it off of out of your opportunities, because the guest said you didn't have it, even though you did. And so what it does, if you're not checking, it'll knock those numbers down. the key to instant booking, the reason why you want to have that is because Airbnb wants to make it as simple as possible for guests to book. Why? Because if it's simple, then what? More people can book, you make more money, more hosts make more money. And when more people book, more people are happy when they're booking. When they're booking easy, when things are simple, they're booking more and more often, and they're telling more people. We do Airbnb arbitrage, and our niche is professional business travelers inside of shared professional housing. But when our professional business travelers come to our places, like they're sharing in the whole house. They're just booking private rooms in our houses with other professional guests that are traveling from all over the world as well. So that niche is a game changer for us, but it also changes things when it comes to instant book. Why? Because most people who do instant booking, most people are like walking on eggshells. Like when they get an instant book, like they go in immediately and they're just really, really like scared of who potentially could have booked, right? So they're going in, or they're wondering, they may not even go in because they may not be that, like, they may not even be that season where they're going back in and checking. And still, just because instant book is on doesn't mean like you have to have that, you have to allow that guest to stay, right? But you want to make sure you're not just allowing anyone to stay in your places, right? Because all money is not good money, right? And you don't need that money if that person is going to be a headache. So you still, when you're doing instant book, you still should go in and ask that guest, what are they here for? What's the purpose? And making sure that guest is the right purpose. How many people are going to be staying? Make sure that guest is going to be able to abide by house rule. Professional business travelers inside or professional shared housing changes the game for us, because unlike most other Airbnb hosts who have instant book on, we don't really have to worry as much. We don't have to be as concerned about who's going to be staying in our place. With instant book, make sure anytime someone is doing instant book, you go back in and you vet that guest. Make sure you're vetting the guests to make sure those guests are not going to give you problems. If you do that, you're going to love instant booking. You're going to love it because instant booking is going to make you more money on Airbnb. The other thing inside of Insights that I want to share with you is views. Views are a key piece to views inside of Insights. You're going to go to conversion and go to views. Then you're going to go to similar listing. And when you're looking at similar listings, let's take a look at similar listings over the last, let's say, 3 months. What does that look like? So similar listings over the last 3 months. So your average page views, basically what you want is you want to make sure your average page views are significantly different than everyone else in your area, right? So when you look at the two lines, you got a black line and you got a dotted line, right? The gray dotted line is everyone else's in your area that are like yours, and the black line is yours. You want to make sure that this black line is not where the gray dotted line, and you definitely don't want it to be under the gray dotted line. So what does it say ours is? So the gray dotted line says that average views for similar listings, in this case, was 3,500, and our views during this week was 4,700. So we're about 1,000 views higher. In this case, this was 3,400, 4,200. In this during this week was 2,900 versus 4,200, which was ours. 2,900 versus 4,400, right? If you look across the board, it's the same thing. Down here, it was 2,800, 4,500. So on average, it's anywhere from about 100, 200 times what the average views of all similar listings are. That is so key because there are so many listings out there. And what it shows is that when you look at all the listings that are out there, Airbnb, because of the algorithm, they're trying to do like this distribution of views. They want to make sure everybody's getting views. They want to make sure all the hosts are happy, right? But if you're a host that's optimizing properly, then Airbnb is going to reward you so that your views are getting significantly more than those that are not, right? Because when you got that many more views, you're going to get that many more inquiries. If your pricing is right, if you're doing it within formula, if you're getting that many more inquiries, then you're going to be getting that many more bookings if the optimization is right. So the last tip that I want to give you, how to optimize your images. Now, optimizing your images isn't just getting an image like most Airbnb hosts do. What most Airbnb hosts do is they'll just go get an image, put something up of a house or a bedroom or a kitchen, right? And all the images look the same. Well, what you want to do differently is this. One, you want to change your cover image so that it doesn't look like everyone else's. You don't want it to be just a house or a bedroom, because it doesn't stand out. It's just looking like everyone else. And that algorithm recognizes if somebody's stopping when they're scrolling on your listing, even if they're slowing down, it has a heat map to see if your listings are they even consider that engagement. And in most cases, when they do that, not only are they going to take a second look if you did your titles and all those things properly and your pricing's right based on formula, they're going to click on that listing. And then Airbnb recognizes that. The algorithm says, well, let's give these guys a little bit more help. Why? Because more people are interested in this and they're interested in all this other stuff. So let's send it out. There's a piece from an optimization perspective that you want to add, and it's called caption. The captions in your images, the image description, your image captions is going to be like, if you got 10 or 20 images, they're going to be like 10 or 20 extra algorithm boost salespeople for you that goes out to the search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo, and lets everyone on those search engines know, hello, this is the listing you want to check. Why? Let me tell you why. Because the search engines, they don't recognize images. So and Airbnb is an algorithm. It is a search engine. And Airbnb search engine also doesn't recognize images. So when you do all those things properly, I'm telling you, now I can promise you that not only will your views go up, skyrocket, not only will your inquiries skyrocket, but so will the money that you're making on Airbnb. If I went into all the details as to how to do your follow-ups when you have instant booking, if I were to go into details of things you when and how exactly you want to do duplications so that your listings don't drop when you need to make those changes, this video will go on for hours. So what I'm going to do is give you an opportunity to be able to get that information by just spending 4 days with me, right? You're going to be able to spend 4 days with me with the rest of my students inside of our Family Financial Freedom Challenge, right? Our Family Financial Freedom Challenge is where I'm going to not just get into the details of that, but the challenge is family financial freedom, right? And what we show you is how we do this stuff with our advanced level students. And not only that, but we're going to show you how to not just start and grow an Airbnb portfolio, but how the same way we do it for our students, how to do it fast so that you have your $500,000 to $1 million portfolio literally in 3 to 6 months, 97% hands-free, right? So that's what Airbnb passive income is all about. That's what building generational wealth with Airbnb is all about. And if you want to spend those 4 days with me, not only will you spend them with me, it's gonna be the most valuable 4 days you've ever spent with anyone. I promise you that. And then, but not only that, but you're also going to get a chance to interact with other very successful Airbnb hosts who are already doing this stuff who are already getting huge results. So now you're going to see that like Jim is not just saying this stuff, trying to sell you on something. I am not, because I don't need anybody else to sign up for our challenge, right? We get more than enough people on our challenges where like I love being able, you know, to give like my gems, like my secrets of secrets to people who I know are going to implement it and are going to do something with it, right? And take it to the next level for the right reasons, which is to serve others and in a way that's going to be a blessing to others and change their family's financial future fast and forever. And if you're one of those people, then I invite you, join the challenge. You might see the link somewhere in the description. Share this video with someone as well, right? That you believe this could be a blessing for. And when you do that, then it's your way of giving back. But like, subscribe and leave a comment in the comment below. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share something else with you. I'm going to give you a few other bonuses that are going to be even more of a blessing and take this information that I gave to you to a whole nother level. So with that said, I thank you for watching. It was awesome. Again, don't just watch and not implement. Implement those 3 things. Don't even join the challenge right now. Just implement those 3 things right now. See that this stuff works, and then jump in the challenge and spend those days. And when you see how that works, like this other stuff's gonna blow your mind. So God bless you. You got this, and I'll see you on the next video, or I'll see you in our next challenge.